ready for a Bible story? Me too. Today's story, Joseph's brothers return to Egypt. This is found in Genesis chapter 43. Still the famine continued. The brooks dried up, and the wells became more shallow every day. After a time, the food Jacob's sons had brought from Egypt was almost gone. "You must go again," said Jacob, "and buy more corn." But Judah answered, "We cannot go unless we take Benjamin. That is the only way the ruler will sell us more corn." "Why did you tell him you had a younger brother?" Jacob asked. Judah explained, "The man asked us if we had another brother. We only answered his questions. We didn't know what he would say." Reuben brought his two sons to Jacob and said, "You may kill my sons if I do not bring Benjamin back safely." Still, Jacob shook his head and refused to let Benjamin go. The days dragged on, and the food supply grew less and less. What should they do? Even though the brothers were grown men, they would not return to Egypt without their father's consent. In that land, the father ruled the household as long as he lived. Finally, Judah said, "Father, if you do not send us soon, we shall all die of hunger. I will certainly take care of Benjamin. Should any harm come to him, I will bear the blame forever." At last, poor old Jacob let Benjamin go with his brothers. "If my children must all be taken away from me, then I must bear the loss," he said. At once they prepared for the journey. Jacob told his sons to take the ruler presents. They took rich spices and perfumes, wild honey and nuts. Jacob said, "Take twice as much money as before. Maybe the money was put back in your sacks by mistake." When the brothers returned to Egypt, Joseph saw Benjamin with his brothers. At once he sent them to his own house and ordered his servants to prepare a feast. "The men of Canaan are to dine with me," he told his steward. The brothers did not know what Joseph told his servants. Why had they been brought to the ruler's house? The brothers were afraid. "He thinks we stole the money," they said, "and now he will accuse us and put us in prison with Simeon." What should they do? They decided to tell the steward their troubles. "Do not be afraid," the steward said. "I had your money." The steward gave them food for their animals. Then he gave the brothers water to wash their feet. Afterward, he brought Simeon to them. "You're all invited to eat dinner with my master," he said. At noon, Joseph came home. He spoke to the brothers kindly and asked if their father is still alive. Next, he turned to Benjamin and asked, "Is this your youngest brother?" The brothers nodded. Joseph said to Benjamin, "The Lord be gracious to you, my son." He longed to throw his arms around Benjamin, but there was still more he wanted to find out about his 10 older brothers. So he hurried out of the room to hide his tears. The brothers were beginning to feel better. They were glad that Simeon was well. Soon they hoped to be on their way to Canaan with food and good news for their anxious father. After the tables had been arranged, Joseph and his brothers entered the dining hall. Other guests were present, probably Egyptian officers. The brothers saw 3 tables, one for Joseph the ruler, another for the Egyptians, and the third for them. The brothers were seated at the table according to their ages, from oldest to youngest. How strange, they thought. How can this man know our ages? Joseph sent each brother food from his table, but to Benjamin he sent 5 times as much food as he gave to the other brothers. Things are getting very interesting in Egypt. Hope you like that.